Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. This is a general or collective reading, so parts may or may not resonate. Take what works for you, leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're enjoying this reading at this video at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted it, what was going on in your life back then, that could give you further clarity as to your situation now. Whoops. Okay, we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. There we go. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. Pentacles in the tarot represent health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional world. A big part of that, of course, is money. So the pentacles are represented by coin. Having said that, you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want to be living. So this is about lifestyle more than just money. This person is looking at these six pentacles here, and he's got this one in between his feet, and he's wondering, what happened here? I put all this time, money, energy into this project, and this is all I got out of it. This doesn't make sense. He's used to being successful, so he's like, you know, where did the money go? Like, where did my lifestyle go? I put all this time and energy into this, and that's all I got out of it. He wants to figure out why, what happened here. And then we have the energy of, you know, being caught in the mind, like, you know, was it this? Was it that? With, you know, that kind of energy, and only being able to see like two things that he could possibly think of. And this is representing someone whose mind is kind of closed, basically, and that they can only see two options, this or that, my way or the highway kind of energy. And so the body language just says right away that with the feet turned out like this, that represents someone who's leaking energy. So this is really draining the energy that he's caught in his mind. He can't figure out what happened here. And on the upper body, you can see that this figure is protecting their heart. And this represents also the right arm is holding the left arm back. So the right arm is about your logic, and your left arm is about your intuition. So your logical mind doesn't want to use your intuitive mind as well. And the swords in tarot represent your mental intelligence, your discipline of your mind, your ability to think, the thoughts that you have, the words you express your thoughts with, whether that be written or verbal. And so this energy is saying there's definitely more than two ways, and if you use your third eye rather than your eyes, that you would be able to have a creative solution. There's never only just two ways to solve any problem. So this is saying you need to use your intuition as well as your logic. These swords are double-edged, and you'll probably come up with all sorts of creative solutions. And we have the new moon in the background there saying what a perfect time to use your intuition. We do have a new moon coming up in about 10 days, but so it's not, you know, really that time yet. But when we have the new moon and the full moon, that's when our intuition can be the sharpest. Oh, and then we have more moon energy. So this is full moon, new moon, and the sun energies. We also had two eclipses that happened at the end of February, beginning of March. And eclipse energy lasts for about 6 months. So it feels like maybe it's talking about that kind of energy. On February 17th, we had the first eclipse, and it was also the first day of the Chinese New Year. It was a lot of shift was happening astrologically, and this may still be influencing what's going on for you now. This energy, this lobster is coming out of this water, and water in tarot represents emotions. And the lobster is trying to figure out, okay, I got to get through those two pillars and keep on my path. But he's like nervous because he's like, what if, you know, there's a dog here and a wolf howling at the moon? Like, you know, what if they see me? I'm going to be so vulnerable. And so it's talking about this vulnerability of protecting the heart. And so something has happened where you just don't feel like, you feel like something's wrong, possibly with someone close to you, that kind of energy, someone in your inner circle. And so if your intuition is telling you something, but you haven't quite figured it out yet. And this can also talk about like the two choices again. This is your domestic side, and this is your wild child side. And so you might have been leaning on one side or the other a little bit more than usual. And so this is saying maybe you need a bit of a balance. The truth is coming out. Okay, so this is representing, it's an ace. And so the ace is talking about new energy coming in. And this is a gift from the divine and from the universe. And so this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. This is like a reward, an energy of when you know the truth, then you're going to have a much better understanding and be able to move forward in a much stronger way. And we have the Queen of Cups. So in the tarot, the cups represent love, quite often romantic love. The Queen of Cups would be the most likely to be in a traditional marriage. There's 4 queens in the minor arcana of the tarot, and she's the most traditional. She's also the most maternal. Her cup is like a big trophy, and it's got a lid on it, and this represents that she has a capacity for unconditional love and is like a container of unconditional love. So quite often this can represent your maternal bloodline as well. So going from your mother to your mother's mother and down the line. So this could be something involving the energy of your mother or your grandmother or some sort of energy like that. Or this could be actually, it's some sort of truth coming out about, and I'm just picking up this energy. It could be something about your maternal line, your mother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, that kind of energy. Or this could represent someone that you love in your life, that's a partner. This could be romantic love as well as familial. And just, I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm just picking up this energy of the maternal bloodline. Oh, and then we have the King of Cups. So this energy could be either, you could be in the energy either of the Queen of Cups or the King of Cups, or I'm just picking up that this is the paternal line. Like, I feel like this is your parents more than possibly, like, because this is already a couple here. So let's just keep going. It's interesting. So the King of Cups, he's out in the middle of this water here, and he is you know, totally chilled out, sitting on his throne. He's got this big concrete slab, and he wants to offer a cup of love. So that's why it's interesting, because these are already a couple. So I feel like this is your parents. I'm just getting that in, like your paternal line and your maternal line. And he's got his foot forward, and he wants to offer a cup of love to someone. Now, or talk about a cup of love. I'm not sure what's going on here. Like, this could be, you know, this could represent you and your spouse. There's just a lot of different energies coming in. This is a collective reading, so you know, use your intuition to be able to see how this applies to you. This is about justice coming in. All right, so this figure is about justice, and you notice her right foot is peeking out from underneath her robe and is forward like this. Interesting. So maybe she's bringing justice to someone that the king loves. Ah, that could be. That feels like it might be, I'm still getting this maternal-paternal energy here. And so the justice comes in, the veil behind her here represents the thin veil between the spiritual and physical realm. And she's sitting on her throne, but she does have her right foot forward also. When the right foot is forward, that's masculine energy. It's about taking action, moving forward. And she has the double-edged sword of justice. Now, because justice, you know, depending on which side of the right side or the wrong side of the law, basically, and of universal law, how justice affects you. If you're looking for the truth and you want the truth to come in because you need justice for something and you're innocent, then it's going to affect you differently than if you're on the other side. So that's kind of it's a two-edged sword. And then we have this energy here. So what we have here is 3 cups, and they've spilt. And quite often, like if you've ever heard the saying, don't cry over spilt milk, because once the milk is, spilt and you mop it up, you're not going to drink it. And so it's saying, like, this is a loss. And this person is very focused on this loss. And they're like in remorse, regret. Quite often this energy, like there's 2 cups of wine here, and then there's a cup of some other liquid. And so this sometimes can represent the energy of a third party energy in a relationship where there should have just been a couple. Sometimes it can represent also the energy of someone who has an addiction and they've given it up. And now they're feeling sad because they don't even want it anymore, which is kind of a weird energy. But that's sometimes the explanation for this card. So there could have been some sort of infidelity here. Or, like with 2 cups of wine and 1 cup of something else. But in any case, this can also, the cups don't have to represent romantic love. They can also represent something you love to do or be. So this could be like something like to do with your business, with the pentacles missing here. That, maybe you have a business partner and something happened, between you and your business partner. And it caused this, and maybe you found out some truth about that. So we'll just keep going and see where this heads. The one thing though, this person could stand there for the rest of their life, and some people do. So this energy is saying, the best thing this person can do is turn around and notice, hey, there's 2 cups standing behind me. I'm going to pick those up. I'm going to walk down this path, cross the bridge over troubled waters to my castle. And even the castle, when you look at it, you can see it's half standing and half dilapidated. And so this energy is representing, are you going to see this as the glass is half full or is the glass half empty? What is your attitude going to be? Because that's going to determine the outcome. If you have gratitude for what's left standing and you can work with that, that's going to take you a lot further than sitting here and staring at these cups. Some people, though, when they get really disappointed in a situation like this, they get stuck there for a long time, or, for the rest of their life, basically. But it looks like there's an energy now of learning from this situation. So maybe when the truth comes in, it gives you this energy where you go, okay, now I know what went wrong. Or you found out the truth about the situation. And I still feel like this might be your parents, or maybe your the person that's your spouse or your lover or whatever, their parents, something like that. And this, and my throat's getting really tight as I'm talking about this. It's really like an emotional thing. But this card is representing like pre-Empress energy, and the Empress in the Tarot is in the major arcana, and she has the qualities of all 4 of the queens from the minor arcana, and she earns this title by having a lot of life experience that causes her to be in this energy, learning from her past, learning from any mistakes she makes, learning from the ups and downs in life, and gaining all these qualities of being able to be very productive and be able to move through it. That energy of, picking it up and, okay, well, I'm going to make the best of this situation and move on. And so you see these 6 pentacles here. Now this figure here has her hand on those 6 pentacles. And this 1 pentacle now has turned into 3. So this is, I'm talking about a ratio that she keeps. If you've ever heard of Nikola Tesla, the genius, he was an inventor. He would talk about, if you knew the beauty of the 369, you would have the key to the universe. And this kind of reminds me of this energy. It's like a ratio. And the ratio is like she knows that to be able to empower others around her, she needs to make sure she empowers herself first and foremost. She has to make sure her needs are met so that she can continue to work and continue to build. And so she always has like this ratio. 2/3 she keeps for herself and 1/3 for other. And this is talking about, like, so she has these 6 pentacles. She knows this is what she is required to pay her home, like her bills in her home, all her business, any bills coming in for that. In case, there's a car breakdown or something like that, she has extra money for that kind of, emergency fund. And then these 3 pentacles, maybe one of them she uses to invest in more risky adventures, that she's okay if she loses that little bit of money. This could be maybe giving to charity, and another one maybe saving up for a vacation for the family. So this energy, she knows, like, she has to just make sure she has this, and then this will build. And so this energy is talking about being, making sure your environment is really clean, and that your environment at home supports your environment at business, and vice versa. There's a saying, you are the sum of your environment. And so she keeps things very organized and clean, so she can find them when she wants to. And when you have a clean environment, it actually, at home, if when you look around, it's like, everything's in its place. It clears your mind. And so a decluttered home declutters the mind. And this is the energy we have here, is this is saying, I feel like that there was some sort of infidelity somewhere, because it's sitting, here. So what went on here maybe is why there was some money missing, as well as this. So this is saying there's a sword dividing these two here. It's driven right in the middle. And these swords represent, your thoughts, and this is in the person's throat. When you first look at it, you think, whoa, there's swords in this person's heart. They're never going to recover from this. But when you look again, you realize the heart is actually really big in comparison to the size of the swords. So these are more like pinpricks or nails kind of energy. And this is talking about sometimes gossip, slander, maybe people are talking about what happened here. There could be an energy of, harsh words being said, that kind of thing. And, and this energy could be because you don't really, what am I going to do about this kind of energy? Yeah. And then there's some information that comes in. So the knights represent communication or information coming in. And this knight, there's 4 knights in the minor arcana. And the knights would work for the king and queen and deliver messages far and wide and protect the palace. So this energy is talking about, sometimes this particular knight, this is talking about, again, the sword energy. So this is the element of air, thoughts and that kind of energy again. In the old days, the knights would be delivering messages by horse, and then they'd wait for the answer, and they'd have to ride horse all the way back, and it could take a long time. That was their only form of long-distance communication. These days, the communication could be coming in and be, something coming in the mail. It could be a phone call, a text message. Maybe you're on social media and you see a message on there, or you see an event posted. You attend the event and you meet someone, and you find out the truth when you talk to this person. It could be like an email. It could be also a really good source of information. It's a good idea to just take even 5 minutes a day to find out what's going on in the world today at the top. What are the leaders of the world doing? It may be, you don't have to put a lot of time into it, but just to know, because whatever's going on at the top of the pyramid is definitely going to be affecting everyone on some sort of level below. And then this energy of this particular knight, we can only see half his sword, so he might only have half the energy. We can't see the point, and maybe he can't either, but he's delivering this information, and he's either running from something or to something. He's in a real hurry. He's got a red flag on the back of his helmet, and even the clouds look jagged, like, it's like, you can tell he's very anxious. His horse is totally stressed out. They're running through barren land against the wind. This is kind of sometimes representing a fool rushing in kind of energy, like not knowing the whole story, but, You know, it could be like, oh, spreading gossip or that kind of energy. So let's see some more here. But whoever he's delivering this information to, and this could be from you over here, is this information, you're standing your ground. Say, I'm standing on the truth. I found out what I found out, and I know what I know. And I'm not listening to your gossip, because I was given the truth. And now that I know what I know, I'm standing on my conviction. And so this is someone that the wands represent the element of fire, and it's about action. So he is willing to take action to protect his heart, and he's standing on higher ground, and he will fight for this truth, because he knows that it is the truth. And he's not going to listen to a bunch of gossip about what happened here. He knows what really happened. And you can see he's got one boot on one foot and one shoe on the other. And this sometimes can represent, maybe he was just in a hurry because he had to stand his ground. Or it can represent that he's caught in between this decision still. Like he still doesn't know what he's going to do about it, but at least now he has the truth. And he becomes victorious because of that. Now look at that. So look at this. This is the 7, and this is the 6 of Wands. And this is showing like he defends himself, and then he becomes the leader. And so this is talking about victory. And it's like these people down here that were against him are now seeing him as a leader, because he did know, like they recognize, hey, he was right. The truth comes out. And what he said was right is what was right. And now they're kind of looking up to him as a leader, a little bit begrudgingly maybe, but they have to admit. And the reason he was able to accomplish this is because he held his emotions in, he reined them in, and he reined his mind in, and he allowed himself to use his logic and his intuition and stayed calm. He didn't get into this rushed, impulsive energy. He didn't get into a fight about it. He stood his ground. And this is talking about victorious, because whatever the illusion is, the truth came out. That's the energy. Cool. And it caused a tower, as quite often the truth in these situations will. So the tower is an energy where sometimes like the universe is trying to communicate with you, and the universe is whispering to you, you might need to take a look at that. And something's kind of bugging you, but you don't really know what it is. And then it keeps going on, and the next thing that, something happens, and like it's like the frying pan treatment. The universe whacks you over the head with the frying pan, and you're like, ouch. Yeah, pay attention. There's something that you need to pay attention to here, but you still don't get it. And then the 2x4 comes out, and then eventually, man, the tower has to hit because you're not seeing it. And this is a reality check for people that are not looking at the truth, at the what's really happening in their situation. And so the lightning hits the tower, the castle's on fire, and they're falling out. So this is now a big job to rebuild here. And so this may be what happened here, or maybe this energy was able to stop the tower for themselves, but it caused them knowing what they know now has caused a tower for the people that were involved in the missing pentacles here, and the gossip and that kind of energy. That's the energy I'm picking up. So let's see what happens. We have one person falling out of this tower that's totally shocked, and the other one is like, oh, I kind of thought I needed to take care of this. I should have done something about it sooner. And that's when the Queen of Swords energy comes out. So the Queen of Swords is considered sometimes the coldest queen of the 4 queens in the deck. Again, there's a lot of mental activity in this reading, a lot of words written and maybe verbal, gossip, slander. There could be all sorts of the truth coming out, minds, racing kind of energy, some real, just division. And so she's got her head above the clouds now. So this could represent your energy, that you now have your head above the clouds and you know exactly what happened. And this is this energy here of the truth coming out. And now that when the tower hits, you get the gory details kind of energy. And so she has her left hand out, so she's willing to receive from the universe, and she wants to know, you know, the rest of it. She wants to resolve this, but she is not willing to put up with any bullshit. She's been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, she has the souvenir. She has zero desire to repeat this experience. She just wants to have her money back. Give me what's mine kind of energy. Like, she's in this energy now. And so if you're going to come speak with her, you need to come in correct, or she's just going to be off with your head. I don't have any patience for this energy whatsoever. And then we have this card coming up, and this is the Shift Disturber card. This is someone that's stirring the pot. This is a walking contradiction, basically. So I feel like this could be something to do with this energy now, whether it's that this is you're part of this couple. When there's two queens that come out like this, they can represent the same person. That's in, you know, like, as this is pre-Empress energy. So this could be representing how this person ends up being in pre-Empress energy. So this could be your energy, and this is what you went through to become in this energy here. And the bottom row here, I'm building a pyramid, and the bottom row here is kind of what you've been handed and the tools that you have to deal with it. You know, the meat of the situation. And then this is the obstacles that you're encountering. This is the courage to be able to work through it now. Like, I want to know. So she wants to know what happened with this figure. Now this could be, if this is, you're a couple, this could be your partner, because it's representing the thoughts of two people here. And was there an infidelity in the relationship here? You know, that kind of energy. So whatever the truth is, definitely something happened here. And so the Shift Disturber, there's 2 swords planted here for some reason, and then there's 5 that he's carrying. Now he's looking backwards over his shoulder, and he's not looking where he's going, but he's moving forward. And he's on tiptoe, he's sneaky, and it's kind of like, if this is a thief, he's not a thief in the night. He's a thief in broad daylight, and everybody can see him sneaking around like this. It just doesn't even make any sense. Like, nothing what he's doing here makes sense. But then you realize possibly, like, because if he's not a thief in the night, maybe he's a thief in the daylight. And remember, the swords represent words expressed through either verbal, or it could be paperwork. So this could be a thief that works in his office basically during the day, and no one can tell what he's really doing. But this could represent white collar crime, like forgery, fraud, that kind of energy, and pushing paper basically like that. This also, when you look at this, he has these 5 swords here, and it's like, look how he's carrying them. Like, nobody carries swords like that. Why would you carry swords like that? And he's not looking where he's going. If he trips, these are so sharp, he could lose his hands. And it's kind of like, if he's that dangerous with his own safety, how would he be with other people? And again, we have like this energy, and this card can sometimes represent the 7-year itch. So the 7-year itch is a phenomena that statistically people have tracked this, that if people don't get divorced in the first year of marriage, that's the most common. Then between the 7th and 8th year of marriage is when a lot of people end up divorced. Statistically, this has proves to be true. And so they've named it the 7-year itch. But this also can be like, if someone purchases a real estate, a home, quite often there's some people that just regularly, every 7 years, they want to move. It's just something in them. And it can also represent the energy of starting a business, and it could be a successful business, but all of a sudden they just don't want to be in it anymore. It's statistically, that's the way it is. So it's kind of like, this could represent, you know, a business or a relationship, and it could involve real estate. It could, you know, like if you are married and you have a home and you have a business, it could represent all 3. So it could represent one of the partners in this energy here, and now the queen is now in this energy. She's not so loving anymore. Her love wasn't quite as unconditional as it was. Or these can be the parents of maybe the queen of you, and this is representing your energy here of moving forward. Whatever this person has been up to, is the truth is coming out about it, and that's what's caused this reality check for you. Is you already knew the truth here. So then that's when the reality, like that's when the tower hits. And that's when this person's, everything comes out about, you know, all the details come out. And then this is like being in a mental prison. This is like, okay, now you got to figure out what to do. What are you going to do about this situation? It's similar to this energy, but this is saying like this person has, is duty bound. You see the binding there? She feels like, wow, man, this could be people that she really cares about, and finding out, oh my God, there was like a bunch of people in my family that were involved. My parents were involved. You know, it could be that kind of energy. She's like, what am I going to do? And I feel like at one point there was way more emotion here, you know, with the water here. And it's drying up because these are the thoughts that she's put behind her. Okay, this is what I'm going to do about this. This is what I'm going to do about that. So she's got this energy behind her. And she's only got one more sword here, and it's in front. And that's the one that she's going to move forward with now. That's okay. I figured out, I guess this is what I'm going to have to do. And this card can represent a potentially heartbreaking decision has to be made. And I feel like that's the energy here. Finding out, holy shit, this is a whole bunch of people in my family were involved in this energy, and you know, the truth is coming out anyway. Like there's no, you know, what am I, like, I'm gonna have to do something. She has her right foot forward for justice, and it's on dry land now, but her left foot is still, the emotional side of her is still, she's got her left foot in a puddle, but now it's shallow. And that's representing emotion. So it's not so much that she has shallow emotion, but there's way less emotion than there was when she first started working through this. And now that she knows the truth, and now that the truth is coming out, and there could have been some white collar crime here, and it could have involved people she cared about. And this also can be energy of the thoughts of people, what they were doing behind her back. She's got her back to the castle in the background now. And so it's kind of like she's finding out that there is a lot of shift going on behind her back. That's the kind of energy. And then this is interesting because we have a soulmate energy coming in here. So I don't quite, like that's sitting on the King of Cups. Now, isn't that interesting? Now, this could represent, because this has been coming up in the past readings too. So I'm just looking at it from another angle now. That this could represent this king wanting to give this cup of love to someone. And it could be you, and this could be your energy, and it could also be your parents' energy at the same time. So this King of Cups maybe has some idea of what was going on, and it's all and wants to give you a cup of love. But he's waiting for you to get out of this. Like he knows that you're like perhaps he knows something about the situation, about your parents. And this is representing your parents, and now it's also representing a King of Cup and you in this energy that he wants to give the cup of love to. But you're still in this energy, and he knows there's no point in giving you this cup now when you're in, you know, with there was more water here. You're starting to come out of it. But this is sort of talking about, this can be like a soulmate energy. And this can also represent the energy of learning to discipline your mind, and your mind, your thoughts are congruent with your heart now. So this is representing soulmate energy. This can represent, you know, it's about like each of these individuals. This is a soul connection, and they've agreed to come together at some point, and it is sitting on the King of Cups with this cup of love. Quite often this will represent a romantic partner, but it can also represent like anyone really that's your soulmate. And these individuals are balanced within themselves. Like the masculine and feminine energy is very balanced in each of them. So when they come together, it's to strengthen each other. It's not like they need each other or any of that. They empower each other by being strong for each other, strong within themselves. And so sometimes this energy can be like a healing energy coming down. And it can actually talk about your energy specifically as well, being really tied, really strong to the higher self, what I refer to as the higher self network. So that's the HSN. It's like being on the internet, but having like, an ability to go to source energy and connect to God and ask for help. Like, what should I do? And it's a healing energy. So the soulmate energy comes in, and it's like on a soul level. And, when this card can represent your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind. And the subconscious mind is your thoughts before, that are developed by the time you're about 5 or 6 or 7 years of age, basically before kindergarten. And it's from when you're a baby and you're absorbing the energy of your environment and of the people who are in charge of your care. You don't really have a lot of memory of that time frame. Most people can't remember when they're a baby at all, but they can sometimes remember a little bit before in kindergarten. But this energy is heavily imprinted on you because babies are like sponges, and so everything that happens in their environment and the thoughts of the people that are in charge of their care have a huge effect on the subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind is kind of like made up of a lot of other people's perception of who you are and telling you who you are and how they ran things. But it's kind of the subconscious mind, when we're stressed out, we tend to, that's the one that's the most heavily imprinted on us because of it happening when we were a baby. And so it's not the most reliable mind. And then we have the unconscious mind, and the unconscious mind is the soul's perception. So a lot of people do understand or feel that they are a human being with a soul. But from the soul's perspective, you're a soul traveling in a human body, and this is your vehicle for getting around. And so the soul has, the unconscious mind becomes very loud if the soul doesn't have its needs met. And so this could be, then it causes that friction in your mind, this conflict in your mind. And then this is your conscious mind. And your conscious mind is the one like, hey, I saw that, I did that, I remember it. This is, you consciously know this. So when you discipline your mind and you train your mind to work for you so that you get congruent and these, and it comes together for you, and you plug that into your heart's desires, then you're going after your authentic heart's desires. This row here is talking about having the courage to do that. So this could represent that possibly this king who's been wanting to offer this cup of love, that he wants you to be his partner. But I also am picking up that it's your parents' energy on another level. So we'll just go, like, whatever works for you, just take it from that level. And then, okay, so now this is talking about, again, these 6 pentacles, right? So it's talking about either you're going to, if you're going after, having the courage to go after your heart's desires now, you're starting a new project and you're on the 2nd coin and you've got 6 to go, or you have 6 done and you're working on the 7th and you just have 1 more. And then you'll be able to begin a new project. This person is very focused, and this is about making money. So this is talking about someone who's actually physically pounding out a coin. And so this can talk about this energy of making money, like making money, counterfeit money, kind of like that kind of energy. And I feel like this is kind of maybe the King of Cups is involved in this justice, and he knows like that this is going to come out, and when the investigation is over, and maybe it's he recognizes that you're not involved because they've done an investigation, and now you're going to be finding out all this energy. But during the investigation, maybe he's like, wow, I would really like to offer this person a cup of love when this investigation is over. It's a kind of a weird energy. But I mean, it's a possibility. And that we have a third queen coming out. So that could say if that happens, and it turns out like this is actually was a soul contract that you made, your unconscious mind is going, finally, finally, you're finally listening now. And this is like the Queen of Wands is someone that uses, she naturally uses, the veil behind her represents the veil again between the spiritual and the physical, but also being able to use your logical and your logical mind and your intuition, and you're really become very good at it because you've put the energy in, you've done all this work now. And this is like the Queen of Wands is known to be like the most, she's a natural beauty, very sexy, very loving also, but more of an easygoing person. She does what makes her happy, and she's happy because she always finds creative solutions, because she just uses that. She doesn't worry about superstition. And you notice the size of the black silhouette figure here. I feel like this is talking about, remember I said that this is pre-Empress energy, and now we have 3 queens here. And these could be all separate people. So, this could be 3 people gossiping for all we know. It depends on your situation. But quite often when these queens come out like this, it's talking about the journey that the pre-Empress energy, how she ended up in this position where now she is in this energy, because she had so many hard lessons to learn, basically. But now this is talking about going after her passion and with her soulmate, and that could be this energy coming through here. It's interesting how this reading is playing out. Yeah, cup of love comes in. This is from the divine. This is saying this is the love you've been waiting for. It's passionate. It's with someone who really loves you. They understand what you've gone through. They understand, how you got to where you're going, because maybe they were part of the justice system that was investigating this white-collar crime and making money illegally. I don't know, something to do with that. It's like a movie. And so this is this energy coming in. This could be a lot of different elements, but I feel like there definitely is something to this. When it comes to legalities, just up to this point alone, we do have this energy of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth is what you say in a court of law. And we have the justice coming in, and we have like the missing funds here. We have a lot of gossip and slander and that kind of energy. We have conviction beyond a doubt, which could be a prison sentence. This the Tower comes in, and we have maybe some white-collar crime happening here. This energy here doesn't just have to be a mental prison. It can actually also talk about a physical prison, like prison on the 3rd dimensional. This can talk about making money illegally. And yeah, so there is some energy here definitely about justice on the in the 3D. So this is okay. So this is talking about the reason. I feel like this is like the reason why this is turning out the way it is turning out now, the way it's supposed to basically, is because you have learned to discipline your mind and quiet it down, and that gives you freedom to be more your natural self. The sunflower follows the sun, so it's happy, like it's talking about happy energy. And this is talking about learning to quiet your mind through meditation and prayer. And we have on this stained glass window is Pax, the word Pax, P-A-X, which represents peace of mind, hanging your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind on the wall so you can feel with your heart what are your authentic desires. And then this energy comes in, this new divine partnership between you. Interesting. And it's the happiest card in the deck, comes out, the Sun. This is saying, yep, this is God's plan for you. You are meant to be happy. You're a child of God. This banner here, it's very similar to, these ones in the background. And this represents your destiny. And look how this child is on this horse, this pony, totally carefree, like just really happy. The sun is shining, all the sunflowers are turning. This is you when you were a child. This is how you are meant to be. Really cool energy. So yeah, this definitely, I feel like this King of Cups definitely is the energy wanting to give this to the pre-Empress energy. Now we have 3 queens out. We only need 1 more queen, and that energy turns into an actual Empress. What are we missing here? We have the discernment, we have the creative solutions, and we have the love. So we're missing the pentacles still. But look at this, pre-Empress energy. She's only got 1 pentacle to go. So let's, and then look at, this is so funny. It's like a movie. So the Knight of, the Knight of Pentacles comes through now. And the Knight of Pentacles is bringing in the element of the pentacle, the missing pentacle energy. You gotta love that. It's almost like if you were in a theater, you'd say, this plot is just too phony. Life doesn't happen like that kind of energy. But the Knight of Pentacles, his horse is at a standstill. He's the slowest of all the knights. And it's really frustrating sometimes waiting for so this information is finally coming in about why there was only 1 pentacle here, like the full truth of it. And this energy, when that happens, it's going to give you full clarity. I'm getting full disclosure. But yeah, the Knight of Pentacles takes forever. But when he does come in, he usually has a pretty solid offer. It's real information. And he's put some thought into it. It's not like he's like, rushing in and only knowing half the information. This is like been well documented, recorded, and this quite often, when the Knight of Pentacles comes in, it's a really strong, solid offer. It could be like an offer of generational wealth, a legacy that you can pass down to your children and your children's children. And we're talking also here now about the 2 of Wands. I feel like this is these 2 people coming together passionately now with this energy, the way it's reading out here. And they're now standing at the top of a turret. Now, this is not the same turret as this one, I don't think. But this is talking about having to rebuild for sure. And this energy is, okay, now you've got the world in your hands, and that's what this is representing. But it's also saying you want to expand your horizons, recognizing, a big fish in a little pond. So quite often this is someone who, it could be wanting to expand your business, but it also can be about wanting to start a family, like wanting to add that significant other to your life and not be single anymore. So I feel like that's what this energy is coming in and saying, because this is about lifestyle, not just money. Remember that. And so, and then look at this. So all of this energy, all of this sabotage, all of this stuff that was happening behind your back, all of this thoughts, all of this, painful energy, all the, this overthinking and all of that was a blessing in disguise. Really interesting here, because this is a lot of sabotage. So something was happening, and this could have happened to your parents, and maybe something happened when your parent, before, they couldn't clear it up before they passed on to the next realm, and maybe there is some money missing from them, from their estate or something. It's something to do like with any, this can be like, because this can be representing, this is sabotage, like being stabbed in the back and being left for unalive. And this is, but this person has their right hand in the form of a blessing. And that's the same, the signal that the Hierophant has. And the Hierophant is responsible for bringing that energy of justice down from the spiritual realm down to the physical. So this could very easily be talking about that energy, that all of this that happened was a blessing in disguise, because it brought your soulmate to you. You're with a new love now. This energy, it's the light at the end of the tunnel. Really, really wild energy here. Yeah, and look at that. Now you're the Fool at the 0 point. You're on a brand new journey. carefree. Look at not even like taking a leap of faith. Yeah, I'm ready. I want to have like this love in my life. I want to move forward, maybe start a family, that kind of energy. It's really awesome energy. Starting a brand new cycle. This is the end of this hardship and all of this controversy and conflict. And now you're on this new journey. And you're an empress. Full out, because the pentacles have come in now. I love this. It's so funny to me because it's almost like what I like I said, like you'd walk out of the theater saying, oh, come on now, this plot is just too... Oh, and then look at at the very top we have the 10 pentacles. So funny. So this is talking about the ultimate lifestyle. And so you have like this, it's just like, I don't know, like this is, I don't even think we need to clarify this, but I will do that for those of you who want it. But just going from the bottom to the top, we're talking about really having like a situation where you don't know what to do, but then the tower hits and the truth is out. And now you're in this cold energy, like you know most of the truth, but you've learned the dirty details of what was done behind your back. You were supposed to be in this energy. You were supposed to have an easy life, and you've been like having to be, you know, in this shifty energy. And this is how you were meant to be. And this is when the universe and God step in. And finally, the knight shows up. And with that last pentacle. And so it's kind of like, okay, now you are the empress. And you have the, because you have the pentacles, you have you're the queen of wands, the queen of cups, and the queen of swords. You have the discernment, and you have the pentacles now. And it's like you're on a brand new journey with your soulmate, your new love. And this energy of sabotage and that is over. But it was a blessing in disguise, because you would have never gone, if you didn't go through this, you wouldn't be an empress now. And you're back to your natural, like look at how that's on either side here. This is how you were meant to be when you grew up. I love this reading. This is so funny. And then, yeah, you don't have to work so hard anymore. You're not, you know, like this is about, it's because you learned lessons from what you went through, and you applied them, so you didn't repeat. This discernment's very important. And this energy of being disappointed in love is over. And disappointed in money, it's over. I really, really like this. So I'm going, if you're ready to leave this reading, I'd be like, yeah, like why would you, you know, it really is very clear. But I will clarify, because there's, you know, curious minds want to know the details. So we're going to look at this with my, oh, if you are leaving the reading now, thank you so much for your time and energy. I do hope you've enjoyed this. I think this is a real cool reading. I really like it. It's upbeat, and yeah, it's like watching, like reading a romance novel from the Harlequin romances back in my mom used to, and my aunt, and they used to read these Harlequin romance novels, and they were all so corny, you know. But there was always a happy ending. This is what it reminds me of. Really funny. All right, so thank you for your time and energy. If you're leaving the reading now, give it a like and comment if you enjoyed it. Okay, so this is the energy wanting to come out. All right, for the cards. So I'm going to use my Oracle Tales from the Vector. It's something I started working on in 2007, and I completed 64 paintings. I'm an artist, and I completed all these paintings by the end of 2020. And now I'm working on bringing the actual deck out, working on the information that goes with it. And I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com, and all the paintings are on there in the gallery. The numbers on these cards represent the paintings in the order they are there. And I will put them in the order they appear here in the description box below, along with the information for my website. And you can go look them up if you want, if you're curious. It's just such, I'm just laughing because it just reminds me of, I remember as a teenager reading their Harlequin romances. I don't know, I guess when the 50s and like grow like, I don't know, they were so, the plots were all the same in them, but they were in different countries or whatever, but it always worked out in the end, to be true love, one way or another. So this is the karmic space of attachment. So this is when, this is a mother of all karmic spaces. Karma, a lot of times people think karma is punishment, but karma is just cause and effect for your actions or your inactions. Eventually the truth always comes out, and you get caught up in it. So the detachment, when we become attached to things, that's when we end up in this energy. And what's making me laugh is, I don't know if you've ever read the book Charlotte's Web. It was an amazing book, as it was my favorite book. I read it like 20 times when I was a kid. And but that book, that's also my mother's middle name, and that's why I'm laughing so hard, because I was just thinking about her. She was an awesome person. And yeah, I can just feel her energy coming in. She's laughing about the Harlequin romances too. And then we have the tower. So this is talking about this tower coming in. This says divorce, but the worst divorce is from source. So there could have been some sort of divorce here in the energy. But it also can just be talking about divorce from reality or whatever, that, like not really seeing it, having a clear picture. We have the hermit, which is about, going inward, and the hermit climbs the mountain until the lantern that he goes to isolate himself at the top of the mountain so that he can talk to God and find out, okay, what do I need to do here? And so this energy is talking about coming down from the mountain then and putting it into action, having the strength and the integrity to be able to move forward and really face your shadow side and figure out, okay, what happened here? That kind of energy. We have also disruption. So what's fun for some is not fun for everyone. Yeah, like especially if there was an affair or something like that, that could be that kind of energy. We also have worldly and otherworldly desires. So you want to give yourself permission to go after your authentic desires, but you don't want to get caught up in this energy of going after inauthentic desires and then having regret after, and that's this energy here. Justice coming in is sitting on the justice. So there was definitely some legalities here. It's talking again, it's not just on the spiritual realm, it's justice coming in. The karma, karma is just cause and effect for your actions, basically. So it's talking about that karma, and you can have direct karma from something you did yourself, but you can also have karma that you need to clean up for your bloodline, and that might be this kind of energy coming in here. Something may have happened with your parents and they weren't able to get restitution or resolve that issue before they crossed the veil, and now it's being cleaned up now, and that's why they're laughing right now. Yay! Finally. And someone was on a foolish journey and had an expectation that they were going to be able to get away with something, and it took maybe 2 or 3 generations, but it did catch up with them. And this is talking, you have to be patient if you're going to be on your destined path. Eventually you'll get there if you just stay true to yourself and you follow your authentic desires, not just your, what your spirit is, what your soul is telling you to you. Your soul has needs as well. And you may notice here that there's a lot of vertical cards here. And so the vertical cards, energetically speaking, vertical energy, like you think about pinstripe suits. As soon as you put a pinstripe suit on, you want to be like standing up tall and straight. And if, in the old days, they used to put people who were in jail in horizontally black and white striped uniforms, because it breaks up the energy and weakens. When you look at them, it makes people look weaker. Plus, it also makes you look wider. But so the vertical cards are talking about the maestros in my oracle, and the horizontal cards are talking about the different tactics that maybe were used, the different karmas that are causing the problems. And this is like the medicine as well as the solutions, or what went wrong, kind of, so that you can kind of figure it out. We have Taurus energy coming in here. Yeah, and this is talking like the Taurus is the energy. It's the second sign in the zodiac, and so the Taurus energy is like toddler energy when you think of it from that perspective. There's 12 signs, and this is the second one. So the first one's the infant, then we have the toddler, and this is talking about the energy of learning the give and take of the universe, and this is an upgraded form of that. So when you first when toddlers are so lovable and they're so giving and with their love, but you ask them to share and they're like the Taurus glyph is a bull and a steer, like with horns, because Taurus energy can be very stubborn, and it's ruled by love, and it's also in the element is the pentacle. And so this is talking like Taurus energy likes to have the finer things in life and wants to feel safe by knowing that they're protected and they have enough pentacles to live the lifestyle that they want. When the horoscope signs come in on a general collective reading like this, I just want to point out that I'm not talking about individual people here. I'm talking about just the energy of each of the signs and like the state of being, like in, kind of what can we learn from it? Because we have a little bit of, most of us have almost every sign in our birth chart. Maybe not all of them, but usually we have most of them. So this, we can learn from that energy and use that to empower ourselves. In your individual situation, you might be saying, no, Colette, it is a Taurus. And that could very well be. Use your intuition. But I just want to point out I'm not saying it was a Taurus that did it kind of energy. There was a lack of awareness. So never underestimate the power of willful ignorance. It causes a lot of missed opportunities. So this is another karmic space. But the energy, when you, I've come to the conclusion from doing all these readings now that love is blind. That's not just a saying. Like if you love someone and you really don't want to see anything negative about them, you can be in this situation where you just can't see it. You don't want to see it. You can't see it, and then finally the reality check comes in and you have to see it. It's kind of that energy. And we have, yes, use your intuition for sure. Your intuition is basically that North Star energy, and that's your guiding light so that you follow your destined path. If you stay on your destined path, then you're going to have this fulfillment coming in. And we have also the energy of the High Priestess. And so basically this is talking about life becomes way more joyful when you use your intuition like the High Priestess does. She uses her intuition. She's highly intuitive, and she's in tune to the energy of the moon energy and the sun energy, because she sits in the throne next to God. And this energy is, like it's just saying, use your logic and your intuition together. And that is like, look at this energy here. And this is when you're stepping into your heart's desires and moving forward. This was a real beautiful reading. I really enjoyed it. It's very lighthearted. It made me laugh. It reminded me of my mom. And like she had a funny sense of humor. I could just see her laughing about this. But anyway, I do hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. Give it a like and comment if you have. And I will be back with another daily reading for you again tomorrow. Bye for now. Oh, and by the way, do subscribe if you resonate. You are more than welcome, and I would be honored. Bye for now.